Reflections of a city, reflections of what's going on all around our area. And to paraphrase Bryce Harper to Bryson Stott, oh my gosh, they just did that. The Phillies are going to the World Series for the 8th time in the history of this esteemed franchise. They will be playing the New York Yankees or Houston Astros, and hope springs eternal as we welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live. Here's Ruben Amaro Jr., Ben Davis, Ricky Bottalico. How exciting is this? They made us work for it, didn't they?
I'm not
they made us work for it.
I'm not starting.
Okay, go ahead, Ruben.
I'm emotional. It's one of the greatest efforts I've seen. It's really exciting. It takes me back to the NLCS versus the Houston Astros way back when in 1980 when they had to battle a bunch of really, really tough games. They were all one-run games. These were not, but these were just very, very exciting. All I can tell you is I'm so happy for this franchise, and I'm happy for the fans. It's awesome.
Ben, 21 and 29 on May 31st. 21 and 29. Joe Girardi gets dismissed. Rob Thompson comes in. They play like a house of fire. One of the best records in baseball from that time until this. And Rob Thompson seems to have been the glue, the key that made it all work, getting the most out of these superstars.
I feel like packing up Rob Thompson and taking him to Vegas. There's not a move that this guy makes that does not work. Are you kidding me? I mean, who would have thought Ranger Suarez would be close in this game? If you would have said that, I'd say, yeah, you're full of it. Okay, pal, beat it. But he just makes every move. It's the right way to do it. And Bryce Harper, this guy is on a different planet. He's on a different planet right now. The way this, Zach Wheeler was great. We can go on and on. But what Bryce Harper does, you think he wanted to cement the fact that, are you really comparing me to Manny Machado? I don't think so.
Yeah, Manny who? Bryce Harper was all over this series, and you got to think that he's the MVP or the co-MVPs with Kyle Schwarber, Rhys Hoskins. They're all in there as MVPs. Ricky Bottalico, when you look at this series, you see the way they did it. The fact that they took that lead, fell behind, reclaimed it, and held on to win it to go to the World Series.
This game was a struggle to watch. There's no doubt about it. I thought Wheeler was excellent in this game. I thought Rhys hit with a big knockout punch early in this ball game. But, I mean, you got to throw all the credit in the world to Bryce Harper. How he comes up with that big of a hit in that situation. If you watch that at bat, he follows a couple pitches off, finally gets one he can handle. He hits one in the left center field. What a beautiful piece of hitting. Everybody was going berserk. I mean, this is a team that went from a lot of nothingness to going to the freaking World Series. Are you kidding me?
It's absolutely amazing, but perhaps we should have expected it the way they played in this postseason, knocking off St. Louis, taking care of Atlanta, and then now in the
They don't
NLCS.
lose at this place.
They don't lose, and they're 9-2 in the postseason. 9-2, and you got an undefeated Houston Astros team who might be able to wrap things up tonight against the New York Yankees. What a series that would be. They happen to beat the Astros to clinch a playoff spot, as we know, but when you look at this team and playing off of what Ricky said, Ben and Ruben, Bryce Harper, I mean, that's the stuff of theater. That's the stuff of movies. You don't just do that at that point in the game.
I think legends were made in this series, and I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, you're talking about Bryce Harper, Schwarber, Rhys Hoskins, Zach Wheeler. I mean, even Suarez, for him to come in that situation and to close the game out, I mean, just spectacular. 2 pitches. Comes in a very tight situation. You talk about a calm, cool, collected kid. He did a great job as a closer when he had that role last year, and that's what I think what Rob Thompson was like harping on. He goes, you know what? He's done it before. Let's throw him out there and get those next 2 outs.
But not just that, Ben and Ricky, because when you talk about Rob Thompson and what he did, recall 5 innings pitched on Friday night for Ranger Suarez, and it wasn't just the 5 innings pitched. As we wondered, should he have left him in a little bit longer? He did so with the other guys, left them in longer. No, 68 pitches. You throw 6. Yeah, he had a plan.
I don't know if he had this plan.
Well, I'll tell you what, 68 pitches on Friday get you 4 on Sunday.
If he did, he's baseball genius.
There is no way Rob Thompson was thinking to himself, I'm going to pull him out a little early because I'm going to use Ranger in Game 5 and put him in the close.
I would not put it past him either. I think this guy,
that would be bananas.
This guy's two steps ahead of everybody.
Look at Stubbsy enjoying the ride.
I mean,
This
how
is-
much fun can you have on a baseball field?
There's Caleb
My God.
Scott again, dancing with myself. No, they're not dancing with themselves. They're dancing with the entire city of Philadelphia and Phillies fans everywhere. Big hug between Alec Boehm and JT Realmuto. The improbability, really, of this. When you think about May going into June and the superstars that were on this team, and Castellanos and Harper and Schwarber, and the fact that they were producing very little compared to what their status was, and then boom, Girardi's out. Here comes Rob Thompson. Yeah, says Rhys Hoskins. And that guy has earned the adulation of a city. He has earned the respect of a city. And we got on him. And the same with Nick Castellanos. Doesn't say much.
But they don't,
but when he does,
they
we'll
don't
listen.
care. They came together as a team, and they don't care. They were going to push through as hard as they possibly can. You have to give this team a boatload of credit. And I'm talking to players on this team. I know everybody wants to throw the credit to Rob Thompson, but I got to put a lot on these players. They came together, they believed in themselves, and they got themselves to where they wanted to be. And they're not, I don't think they're finished.
Michael, I think this is one of those situations, honestly, when you sign a bunch of guys from outside the organization to bring them in, especially superstars, you're not sure how or when they're going to gel, but there was something that clicked. I'm not sure when, whether it was June or it was when, Rob Thompson became the manager, wherever the case may be, something happened where they brought it together and became a brotherhood. They became a brotherhood in that clubhouse, and they started pulling for each other to make things happen as a unit, and this is the result, and it's just nothing like it. It's fantastic.
There's a lot of big fish on this team, but they don't care who's the biggest. They just know that they're just playing good baseball right now as a unit, togetherness. Everyone is doing their job. They are professionals, and they are taking care of business. The belief they have in themselves and each other, it's second to none.
They don't care who's the biggest, because they know who's the biggest, and that's Bryce Harper, who did what he did today, did it throughout the second half of the season, missed 52 games, for goodness sakes, with thumb surgery after being hit by Blake Snell of the San Diego Padres. My goodness. And he comes back to do this. So Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, they're all into Kyle Schwarber. What a core of teams, of players that leaves this fandom dancing and dancing into the night and dancing, we hope, right into November. There will be November baseball in Philadelphia, as they're not going home for a while, the fans here. They will not be shooed out of that ballpark.
And you mentioned
They are not
Aaron
moving.
Nola. How ironic was it that Austin Nola was the last out of the series?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different storylines and stories that happen in this series, but just an amazing effort. And you said it, Ben. This is a team effort. Everybody contributed. 1 through 9, everybody in the rotation, everybody in the bullpen. There were times when guys were struggling, when they didn't struggle, when they picked it up. For them to be at this space right now and to go on to the World Series is just phenomenal.
All right, let's take a look at the